we take you now to Duffy'S Tavern, starring Archie himself, Ed Gardner.
Hello, Duffy'S Tavern, where the elite meet to eat. Archie the manager speaking. Duffy ain't here. Oh, hello, Duffy. Big crowd here tonight. Crackpot O'Toole, Looney Mulligan. By the way, Looney is very worried. Well, his brother is in trouble again. He'll probably get out of it? I doubt it, Duffy. They electrocuted him last night. Yeah? And you know who else is here? Yaki Harrigan. Well, yeah, he's been in the hospital. No, just a flesh wound. Well, you remember the $100 bill he had tattooed on his chest? He was robbed. Oh. That reminds me, Duffy, Dave Hossinger is coming down here tonight. Huh? You still sore because he sold you that vanishing cream for Mrs. Duffy? But, Duffy, he didn't guarantee to make her vanish permanently. Huh? Well, I know he's a phony, Duffy, but he is my pal. And I'll brook nothing further in his behalf. Good day, sir. That guy. Well, Eddie, come here. You know, Dave Hossinger is coming down here tonight, so leave us lay out the welcome mat for him, huh?
No, we can't do it.
Why not?
He swiped it the last time he was here.
Now, look, Eddie, Dave has reformed.
Again?
Well, a leopard can change his spots, can't he?
If he does, it'll be for stripes.
Eddie, you're a stubborn man. Leave me quote you what Dave says in his letter. And I quote, Archie, I am working on a highly secret and scientific experiment involving the splitting of the atom, and I may let you in on it. Signed, Dave.
Mr. Archie, I got a feeling there's a fraud in your future. But tell me, what do you estimate your friendship with Dave Hossinger has cost you so far?
Eddie, you don't measure friendship in dollars and cents. I've known Dave for a long time. I know that through the years he has come to me for money, but only when he couldn't raise it no place else. And it was never for himself. He was always trying to do some good with it. For example, Mother's Day had come along, and Dave, sweet guy that he is, would get sentimental and borrow a couple of bucks to bail the old lady out.
A very nice touch.
Yeah. And now Me and Dave are going to work together, delving into the mysteries of anatomic physics. And what that means, Eddie. Have you ever considered the atom with respect to industry?
Naturally. What you think I do with my days off?
Imagine what it'll do, huh? I was reading that one fingernail full of atoms will be able to pull a train up a 90% hydraulic grade with only 3 amperes of diesel horsepower.
How do they do it?
Well, it's simple. The train will be jet propulsed. You understand about the atom, of course.
No, tell me about it, Daddy.
Well, these atoms are so small, you see, that you can get a dozen of them on a pinhead.
Lord.
Hello, Finnegan. What do you hear?
Bells, like always. What are you talking about?
Well, we was talking about splitting the atom.
Oh, that's a big mistake, Arch.
Expostulate.
Well, look what happened in the Garden of Eden. They split an atom, and look what come out of it. Dang.
Finnegan, as your nearest and dearest friend, may I make an illuminating comment?
Well, certainly, Arch. What is it?
You're stupid.
Not so loud. That's just between you and me.
Finnegan, what I was talking about was not the ADAM. I was talking about the atom. ATAM. No, I can't understand a guy like you. Here are big things happening in the world. The atom is split up. Reconversion is setting in. But it means nothing to you, does it?
No.
You see what I mean? You don't know from nothing.
Oh, yeah? Do you know that Tessie Mumler fell down a manhole?
No, I didn't.
Well, touche. Don't be telling me what's an atom.
Hello, Archie. Hello, Finnegan.
Hello, Miss Duffy.
Boy, that's some short skirt you got on. Boy, I can see your knees.
Finnegan, them are her ankles.
They still look good to me, Arch.
Finnegan, please. The beast in you is coming out, and 2 beasts is too much. Now go on home and take a cold shower.
Archie, what's this about Dave Hossinger coming down here tonight?
So what?
He's a crook.
Define that.
Well, you remember the last time he was here, he was selling that surplus army goods?
Yeah.
Well, he sold Mama a surplus girdle that split the first time she wore it.
Well, don't blame the girdle just because your old lady has too much surplus.
Archie, do you always have to say nasty things behind Mama's back?
Well, it offers such a nice broad field of operations. And furthermore, I don't want no more questions about Hossinger. He's coming down here tonight on a very secret mission.
Well, you could tell me what it is.
Tell you, the Tokyo Rose at 3rd Avenue?
What are you talking about? If you remember, Ernest Diefeldorfer and I were secretly engaged for 2 years, and I didn't tell a soul.
Well, you must have told somebody, or else how would his wife have found out? Now, look, Miss Duffy, if you were the last woman on Earth, which is a horrible thought in itself, and if I was madly in love with you, which is too revolting for words, I would still say that this secret is none of your business.
But, Archie...
Now, please, stop. You're getting to be a pest.
Oh, you never have a good word for anybody.
On the contrary, I have 5 good words for you. Hit the road.
That's only 3.
The rest ain't hard to figure. Now stop bothering me before you drive me to berserk. What a dame.
Mr. Archer?
Yeah, Eddie.
I think Mr. Hossinger is here.
How do you know?
I just heard one pretzel say to another, and you think you're crooked.
here he comes. You'll hurt his feelings.
Archie, my old pal.
Dave, me old buddy.
My old schoolmate.
Me old sidekick.
The next voice you hear will be that of the old prosecuting attorney.
Now, please, cut out the rejoinders. Well, Dave, it's great to see you again. What you been doing? Working hard?
Well, not too hard, Art. I like to take things easy.
Yeah, you do at that, don't you? And yet, you're a success. How do you do it, Dave? What's your formula?
Oh, it's very simple, Art. Hear no evil, speak no evil, and keep moving. You got my letter, didn't you?
Yeah, but Dave, why so mysterioso?
Well, look, you read in the papers about them splitting the atom in half, huh?
Yeah?
I have got both halves right here in this box.
But Dave, what are you going to do with a split atom?
It's obvious. Piece it together again.
Amazing. But that's a big job, Dave. What do you get out of it?
Where's your imagination, Art? They worked on the atom for years, spent $2 billion on it, and what happened? The doggone thing split. So if they spent $2 billion splitting it, what do you think they'll pay to have it put together again?
Holy cat, it's fanciful. There'd be a fortune in it. But tell me, Dave, do you know anything about atoms?
Well, not personally, but I have hired one of the biggest scientific minds in the country to work with me on it.
Not Bernard McFadden.
Even bigger, Professor Thaddeus Radcliffe.
Smart guy, huh, Dave?
Smart. You've heard of radar?
Yeah?
The professor's name is Radcliffe. Need I say more?
I got you, Dave. Well, how do I enter into the picture? Financially?
No, I don't want a penny from you, Art.
Oh, that's good.
See, all I want is a place for the professor and I to conduct our experiments. A little hideaway. You know, something like the back room here at the Tavern.
Dave, I got a thought. Why not use the back room?
A very clever idea, Art. And very generous, Art.
Well, if I can help one little bit in giving the posterity of the world a little surcease, it's worth it.
Well, thanks, Art. Now I better get an okay from the higher-ups. Can I use the phone?
Oh, by all means.
Thank you. Oh, hello, operator. Let me have Washington, D.C., please. War Department.
everything all set, Dave?
Arch, we have just made history. And you are in on the ground floor.
Hello, Mr. Hossinger.
Well, Professor, just in time. I would like you to meet a friend of mine, Archie.
Hello, Professor.
Pleased to meet you, Archie. My, you have a lovely laboratory.
Well, I'll be honored to have you use it. Anytime you feel like it.
Well, thank you very much. Too bad I didn't have a nice, large place like this when I was conducting my last experiment.
The place was too small, Professor?
Yes, there was no room for my dynamo and generator. No room for my hydraulic compressor. But the big obstacle was that I didn't have room for my revolving turbines.
What were you working on, Professor?
Rainbow bubbles.
The professor's kidding, of course, Archie. You know what he's really been working on?
What, Dave?
FM.
Okay, if you don't want to tell me. Okay.
Well, Professor, I think now we better go to work, huh?
Oh, goody.
Oh, Arch, one thing more. While we're in the back room, you better question all the people around here. We can't be too careful, you know.
Dave, depend on me. From now on, it's Archie the Bloodhound.
I knew I could count on you. See you later, you dog, you.
See you later, Dave. Now, leave me see. Who's suspicious looking around here?
Mr. Archie, what's going on here anyway?
What's going on? Why are you so curious? You know, it comes to my mind that actually we know very little about your background. Quick, did you ever think of overthrowing the American form of government?
Wait a minute.
Do you belong to any subversive activity?
Squirrel bait.
Don't avoid the issue. I want the truth now. Did you ever work for a foreign power?
Oh, sure. Come here. You are talking to the man who in 1942 worked for the Cuban underground smuggling rum into Coca-Cola.
You're a cool one. Okay. You may step down now, but don't try and leave the country.
Arch, I was just wondering.
You was just wondering, huh? What's your name, Bud?
Clifton Finnegan.
Oh, ready with a pat answer, huh? How old are you?
Well,
I'll try another question.
Look, don't worry about me, Arch. Nobody will learn nothing from me.
That I guess I should believe. Now, let's see. Who else is there around here?
Say.
You know, Eddie, I've been thinking here, and I'm a little worried.
Why?
Well, if the professor succeeds with these atoms, it might be very dangerous. You know, them atoms give out poison radioactive rays that linger around for months, you know. You read about it, where the white corpuscles eat the red corpuscles.
Yeah, don't worry about poison gas around here. Nobody would ever notice it.
Say, Arch.
Oh, how are you, Dave? How's things going back there?
Arch, we have run into a snag. I need your brains.
Oh, what's the trouble, Dave?
Well, you know how this atom works, don't you?
Well, I got a smattering idea. As I understand it, the basic elements is composed of protons, electrons, and croutons.
To say nothing of the Sir Isaac Neutron.
Quiet, Eddie. You're stepping out of your class here. Now, as I further understand it, all of these trons is held together and homogenized into a tube full of the aforesaid electrons, which are composed mostly of ingredients.
Arch, I think you have hit it. That's where our trouble is.
What?
There is one ingredient missing. I'm afraid we can't put the atom together again.
Well, what's the missing ingredient?
Well, don't let this get any further, Arch.
Yeah.
but this vital material, which we shall hereafter refer to as Factor X, is, and let me whisper this to you, glue.
Glue.
Careful, Factor X.
Oh, yeah, well, look, Dave, you got nothing to worry about. We always keep a bottle of Factor X right here in the place. We use it on the free lunch instead of fly paper.
No, Arch. This is a special kind of Factor X we have to buy.
Oh, expensive?
Oh, yes, and that's the trouble, you see. The professor and I have just sunk our last nickels into this thing.
Oh, well, why don't you ask Washington for some money?
Arch, I haven't the heart. They've already sunk $2 billion. Now to ask them for another bottle?
Oh, no, that'd be too much. Well, look, Dave, I realize that this atom is a great boon to humanity. As a favor to me, could I help contribute something?
How much you got, Arch?
$5.
$5, eh? Let me consult my catalog. Oh, yes, here it is. Special secret Factor X for vulcanizing atoms. 1 quart to a customer. Price, $4.90 per quart.
$4.90 a quart. Dave, where does this glue come from? Man of war?
Well, it's up to you, Archie. But I don't think you're the kind of man that would let a measly $4.90 stand between you and immortality, are you? Arch, not that I want to press you, but just picture that statue of you sitting on a horse in Central Park, holding an atom in each hand.
Okay, Dave, it's a deal. Here's the $5.
Thanks, Arch. Well, I'd better hurry over and get the merchandise. See you later. And keep your eyes open. Our enemies are very clever.
Okay, Dave. See you later. Hello, Duffy's Tavern. Professor Radcliffe? Yeah, he's here. He's in the back. Just a second. Whom to am I speaking? The superintendent of Bellevue Hospital, huh? Oh, the insane ward, huh? Look, wise guy, do you think you're dealing with children? There's no Professor Thaddeus Radcliffe here, and you got the wrong number. Trace that call, Eddie.
Hey, maybe that call was on the level, Mr. Archer.
What do you mean?
Well, that professor's got some peculiar idea.
What do you mean?
Well, 10 minutes ago, I served him a ham-on rye. 5 minutes later, he asked me for another ham-on rye.
Well, what's so peculiar about that?
Nothing, only this time he wanted it in a glass. With a cherry in it.
What is it, Professor?
Archie, this glass. Wherever did you get such a glass?
What's wrong with it?
Nothing. It's delicious.
Professor? Have you always been a professor?
Oh, no. Just recently.
What was you before that?
I was a general in the French army.
When was this?
Well, let me see. I met Josephine in 1812.
Good guess. The man thinks he was holy. Holy cat. The ambulance.
Oh, there you are, Professor. Yoo-hoo.
Yoo-hoo.
Now, come on. You and I are going for a nice ride.
Oh, really?
Yes. Say goodnight to the nice gentleman.
Oh. Good night, Archie. If you ever come to France again, look me up. You'll find me buried on a little island called St. Helena. Good night.
Good night. Good night.
And there goes one of the nicest pecans I have ever met.
Holy cat. Wait until Hossinger finds out that he's been dealing with a nut.
Yeah. And wait till he finds out that the professor was crazy, too.
Yep, Dave's heart will be broken. He placed a lot of faith in that atom.
Say, Arch! Arch!
Oh, here he is now.
Arch, did I just see the professor leaving in an ambulance?
Yeah, Dave, this is going to be a blow to you, but that professor was a demented pracox.
What?
They just sent the keeper from Bellevue.
The keeper? Arch, how can you be that stupid? Don't you know who that was?
Who?
That was no keeper. That was an undercover agent from the Balkans.
From the Balkans. Holy cat.
Arch, why did you let him go?
Oh, but Dave...
Man, you have placed me in a terrible position with Washington.
I'm sorry,
Do
Dave.
you realize that by letting that spy take the professor back to the Balkans, it may mean that civilization will be set back 1,000 years? It may mean war.
Oh, anything but that, Dave. What can we do about it?
Well, there's only one thing I can do. Go to the Balkans and get the professor back. But where am I going to get the money for the boat trip?
How much do you need, Dave?
Oh, you haven't got that much money, Arch. It'd mean that we'd have to tap the register.
Well, so what? If it's going to save another war, let's tap the register. Hey, you want, Dave? $18.53. Will that take you to the Balkans?
Well, no. But if it's all you got, maybe I can work fast and head him off at Hoboken.
Oh.
Well, so long, Arch. And thanks, old man, on behalf of humanity and the entire civilized world. Be seeing you, kid.
Good luck, Dave. Holy cat, ain't it amazing? Me, Archie, a kid from PS4 saving civilization. Boy, what a small world, huh?
This is the Armed Forces Radio Service.